So now, how have you transitioned from being mentored to mentoring?
I think everyone can be a mentor, and this is going to sound very unconventional, but I think that a 3 year old can be a mentor, and they often are. That the one who's walking, even though they've been walking just for 3 days, can see a little infant that's crawling and can try to show them the way. And that is, you don't have to be that far ahead of someone to be able to help them to learn something that you learned. And so I think mentoring is something that is an imperative, that it's something that we should all do as soon as we are conscious that we have something to offer. And I found women actually are the least likely to say, I have something to offer and I'm going to start mentoring. You usually have to convince a woman, a stay-at-home mom, or a professional woman who's climbed the ladder. Sometimes you have to just say, you really are great and I want to learn from you. And so for me, there was a time, and I was really young actually, where there was a sense and consciousness that I wanted to give back whatever I learned. And so if I learned how to cut dolls, I'd create a group and try to teach people how to make paper dolls. It started very young for me.
Mm-hmm.
But as I got older, there was a sense of really wanting to be intentionally say, if you need me, I'm available. And so I just started to vocalize that and have public language around that, to people as early as when I was a teenager, just saying, if you need help with math, let me know. If you need help with this, let me know. And that was my way of saying, I don't know much, but what I do know, I want to help you. To learn the way. And so, yeah, it was a transition that happened very young, but as I've gotten older, it's really been my joy to walk alongside a lot of people, a lot of women, professional women in particular. So yeah, so it started young for me, which is really interesting. And so, yeah.
Well, I think what's cool about that is that sometimes people have different strengths in different areas, and so you can mentor in an area that you're strong in, even if someone else, if you're stronger in a different area.
Hmm.
If you have the ability to cut paper dolls, or if you've climbed a ladder in this particular organization, even if that person is older or even in a more senior position, you can show them examples. Um, Whether it's you're a 7-year-old teaching a 9-year-old, or whether you're a 35-year-old teaching a 45-year-old how to navigate this organization.
Yeah, and I think especially with the professional women, there are so many, there's a learning curve that happens in the workplace that if we were honest with ourselves, we could create a map to show someone how to succeed or how to fail in a particular organization. And I think once we realize and look back and say, wow, I've been here a year. How did I make it here a year? Oh, because I've learned how to network. I've learned how to nurture relationships. Oh, I've learned how to stay away from certain, minds or pits within the organization. I've learned the right people to associate with and the people not to. I've learned how to use my time effectively. Then when you see that new person coming in the door and you see them fumbling around, now's your opportunity to say, if you ever need help navigating this environment, I don't know much, but I've been here a year. I can help you.
Yeah.
And I think offering that, people always won't take you up on the offer, but being conscious that you're surviving in an organization for a year, 6 months, 3 years, 5 years, says a lot about your ability to help others, especially if you're thriving in that organization. It's valuable.